Welcome back, everyone. In this video, we are going to learn how inside of our rendering cycles, we may actually be getting extra renders that we do not need in order to better optimize our application. So inside of your resources folder, I want you to download this Chrome extension, the React Developer Tools offered by Facebook, which is also now named Meta. Once you've installed it, if you come back to your application, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reset our cart. So I'm going to remove everything from the cart. And then what I'm going to do is go into the shop page, and I am going to open up the developer console inside of its own window. Inside of here, what I want to do is I'm going to click these arrows, and you're going to see these two new little tabs added, one for components, one for the profiler. We want to focus on the profiler. The profiler allows us to record any interactions that happen inside of React, and this will pick it up. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to start profiling, and then what I'll do is I will add some cart. So I'll add 1, 2, 3 of the brown brim hat, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the blue beanie, and then 1 of the brown cowboy hat. Now if I come back and I stop profiling, what you'll see is this flame graph that will display where it will show all of the different components and their interactions during this time. I want to zero in though right here on the cart dropdown component. So in here, there is a timeline that is showing all of the different things that are happening inside of our components. But inside the cart dropdown, what you'll see is the breakdown. You'll notice that we have our style div, which is our container, and then deeper inside, there will be additional components. This one right here, this component is actually our cart content because its sibling is the button. So if you remember inside of our checkout, there is a container here that holds all of our cart items, and then there is a button. So for us, inside of this container right here is the different cart items that we have. So depending on your timeline, if you click through it, you will see there will be more cart items added. And there will be different interactions that happen during this time. What's happening on this cart item is that this cart item has a render at each of these interactions. Now, what you'll notice is that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 interactions. There are 9 render interactions because even though we added 9 items, each time we add an item, this whole list is getting re-rendered. The reason it gets re-rendered is due to the fact that inside of our cart dropdown component, we are updating cart items. Cart items inside of select cart items is giving us a new array back. And React is re-rendering through the map every single cart item. As a result, React does not know that this cart item doesn't need to re-render. Luckily for us, due to the fact that with React, it is smart enough to know that the key value is being tracked, and therefore it doesn't have to do all of the re-rendering process, but it is still wasting extra re-renders. As we can see, we added 9 hats, but each hat is also getting re-rendered 9 times, especially the first hat. That first hat that got added in that component is getting re-rendered all 9 times. So we don't want that. In order for us to improve it, we can actually bring in this memo method that React gives us. And what we do is we wrap it around our functional component. And as you can guess, with all memoization that we've learned up until this point, unless the actual value changes, then we don't need to re-render this component. So now, if we come back to the application, and what we want to do, we want to clear out our profiler. Let's refresh everything. Once it loads in, I'm also going to make sure to clear out the checkout. And now when we come back to our shop, what I'm going to do, I'm going to start profiling. And again, I'm going to add 3 of the brown brim hat, 5 of the blue beanie, and 1 of the brown cowboy. And now if we go back and we stop profiling, now what we'll do, we already see inside a cart dropdown that once we narrow down, so again, top level container, cart items container, and this one right here, this is our brown brim hat, the first item. If we click on it, notice now how there's only 3 renders. The reason for that is because when the actual cart item changes, brown brim hat of course needs to re-render. The quantity is updating. But now React is smart enough to know that it does not need to re-render this component later on when those other components were added. In fact, if we go back up here and we check later inside of the time cycle, notice how this is when the second cart item got introduced. So of course there was the first cart item, the second cart item, then the third cart item. These are all, of course, brown brim hat. But the fourth item is when we added in that beanie. So this is the first time the beanie shows up. And notice how there are 5 renders because we added 5 beanies. But if we go up, what you'll notice is that at this instance, when we've moved on to this fourth event, this is our car item. It did not need to render. It even says did not render. So this is how we explicitly know through that memoization now we are not unnecessarily additionally rendering our components. So this is one of the advantages. And using this profiler, you are now able to also profile throughout your application and try and see if there are any places where you need additional optimizations. And combined with this memoization tool, it allows us to properly update the appropriate components and re-render the appropriate ones we want to target only when they need to be updated. So this is a really handy tool. You pretty much just need Memo and the profiler. Check around the application, click around, profile some events, read through some of the components, see if there's anything that really needs optimizing. The only other place where this might happen is inside of the checkout component, because as we know inside of checkout, we do also map through the actual cart items for the checkout. So here with the checkout, we could also just simply wrap this inside of a memo. And I'm going to leave it to you to profile it yourself first before wrapping the memo to see what happens inside of your code base. And just double check to see, as you clear items, as you increase the items, as you remove the items, what is the profiler telling you? Then once you memoize it, what is the profiler telling you afterwards? Get comfortable with the profiler. It's a pretty handy tool. But again, always remember, do not over-optimize until you need to. If you sift through the profiler, you might even see that some of the initial times between memoizing and not memoizing may increase. Again, because the memoization cost is there. So there we go. Now that we understand how to optimize, profile, and memoize our functional components, let's move on to the next video.